Hey guys, this is Enrique, and welcome to another editing tutorial. In this tutorial, I am gonna show you how I created this MLBB new trend edit. By the way, if it's your first time visiting my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, so that you will get notified of my upcoming videos. Okay, let's get started. Go to Composition, Create New Composition. I am gonna rename this as MLBB Edit. For the width, make it 1080 and for the height 1920. Then hit OK. Drag our model photo into the timeline. Scale it up, until it fits the whole frame. Next, drag the MLBB photo into the timeline, and put it below the model layer. Hide the model layer, and scale the MLBB photo, until it fits the entire frame. Unhide the model layer, go to Effect, Transition, and apply Linear White. Go to Effects panel, and adjust the transition completion. I'll make it about 53%. Go to Feather, and make it 50. Select the model layer, and align it until it fits with the face of the MLBB layer. To extend the cut portion of the hair of model layer, we're gonna apply motion tile. Make the output height 500, then check mirror edges. Go to Layer, New, Null Object. Parent the model, and MLBB layer to our null object by dragging the Pick Whip tool to the null layer. Select the model layer, and create a keyframe for both transition completion and wipe angle. Press U to reveal the created keyframes. Move 10 frames forward, by clicking Ctrl plus right arrow on the keyboard, and adjust the value of the transition completion into about 30%. Create the wipe angle keyframe, just below the transition completion keyframe. Move 3 frames forward, then create another keyframe for both transition completion and wipe angle. Move 10 frames forward, then adjust the value of transition completion, until the MLBB layer covers the left half of the frame. I'll make the value 50%. Create wipe angle keyframe, below the transition completion keyframe. Select the null object, reveal the position, and scale effect by pressing Page for the position, and Shift S for the scale. Go to the first frame of the timeline, and create keyframes of the position and scale. Move 10 frames forward, and move a little bit, the position of the model photo to the left, by dragging the position value to the left. Create a scale keyframe below the position keyframe. Move 3 frames forward, then create another keyframes, for both the position and scale. Go another 10 frames forward, then move the photo a little bit to the right, by dragging the position value on its x-axis to the right. Create a scale keyframe, below the position keyframe. Move 3 frames forward, create keyframes for the position, scale, transition completion, and wipe angle. Move 10 frames forward, select the model layer, make the wipe angle value, into about 180 degree. Then the transition completion, into around 45%. Select the null object, drag the position value, on its x-axis a little bit to the left, then create a scale keyframe, below the position keyframe. Go another 3 keyframes forward. Create another keyframes. With the model layer selected, move 10 frames forward, change the value of transition completion, into 16. Then create wipe angle keyframe below. Select the null object, drag the value of the position, on its y-axis to the left, to make the photo go up on the frame a little bit. Make a scale keyframe below. Move 3 frames forward, create another keyframes, for the null and model layers. Another 10 frames forward, with the model layer selected, change the value of transition completion, into about 71%, then put wipe angle keyframe below. Select the null object, drag the value of position to the right, on its y-axis, to move the photo down the frame, then put a scale keyframe below. 3 frames forward, put another keyframes. 10 frames forward. Select the model layer, change the value of transition completion, into around 4%, then put wipe angle keyframe below. Go back to null object, drag the y-axis value of the position, to the left to move up the photo, then put a scale keyframe below. 3 frames forward, put all the keyframes for the layers. 10 frames forward, select the model layer, change the value of transition completion into 42%. Then put wipe angle keyframe below. Select null object, drag the position value to the right, on its y-axis to move the photo down the frame, then put a scale keyframe below. 3 frames forward, put all the keyframes. Another 10 frames forward, with the mode layer selected, change the value of wipe angle into around 127 degree, then the transition completion, into about 45%. Select the null object, drag the position value on its x-axis to the left, to move the photo to the left, then scale keyframe below. 3 frames forward, put all the keyframes. 10 frames forward. Model layer selected, change transition completion into 32%, wipe angle to 127 degree. With null object selected, drag the value of position to the right, on its x-axis, to center the photo in the frame. Put scale keyframe below. 3 frames forward, put all keyframes. Then 10 frames forward, with model layer selected, change the transition completion value into 44%, then put wipe angle keyframe below. Select null object, drag the position x-axis to the right, a little bit, then put scale keyframe below. 3 frames forward, create keyframes. 10 keyframes forward, select model layer, and change the value of wipe angle into around 90 degree, then transition completion, into 51%. Select null object, drag the position x-axis, to the left, to create a little bit movement to the left, then scale keyframe below. 3 frames forward, put all keyframes. 10 frames forward, with model layer selected. Change transition completion to 33%, then wipe angle below. Put scale keyframe to null object, then drag the position x-axis to the left. 3 frames forward, put all keyframes. 10 frames forward, transition completion, make it 51%. Then drag position x-axis to the right, put another keyframes below. 3 frames forward, put keyframes. 10 frames forward. Transition completion value, make it 100%. Put keyframe below. Go to null object, then put a position and scale keyframes. Select all the keyframes, then drag it to the right, to slow down the wipe effect. Select the MLBB layer, then apply motion tile. Make output height and output weight 500. Let's preview the effect. This looks good. From the null object keyframes, move 10 frames forward. Then adjust the position and scale to zoom out the photo. Move another 5 frames forward. Adjust the position and scale, to scale down further the photo. "10 frames forward, scale down the photo, put position keyframe above. 10 frames forward, scale up the photo, until it fits the whole frame. Select MLBB layer, create a keyframe for both phase and horizontal phase shift. Move 25 frames forward, then adjust the value of the phase, to create a sliding effect vertically on the tile. Move 1 frame forward, check horizontal phase shift, put a keyframe for the phase above, then adjust the value of the phase to create a sliding effect horizontally on the tile. Select the phase keyframe and drag it 9 frames forward, put horizontal phase shift keyframe below. Select the model layer, create keyframe for both transition completion and wipe angle. Move 10 frames forward, change the value of transition completion into about 51%, then put wipe angle keyframe below. Next, go to New, then create adjustment layer. I'm gonna rename it into Flicker. Change the color to yellow for easy identification. I want the flicker effect to start right after this area. Go to Effects and Preset panel, and apply exposure. Create a keyframe. Press U to reveal the keyframe. Change the value into -5. 1 frame forward, change the value into 0. Another frame forward, then put -5. 1 frame forward, put 0 value, then copy and paste until it fills the entire adjustment layer. Lastly, select all the keyframes and click Easy Ease. And that's all for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys find this tutorial helpful. PLS subscribe if you like this video or thumbs up. See you on the next video.